Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
New year, new champs, same shows? Question mark.
And it was the same show for Wrestling With, as we interviewed, who did we, Jay Blast on Tuesday, and Selena Dean on, Wednesday. Two credible interviews. Um, 6 years of interviewing, just incredible. Definitely check those out if you haven't already, and always looking to the future. This upcoming Tuesday, we have Adam Carter and Flux, a tag team out of Buffalo called Dirt Shift. Adam just started his wrestling journey earlier, well, early last year, and Flux has been at it for a couple of years. We talk about the Dirt Shift, their relationship with each other, being best friends outside of pro wrestling, um, some adversities both men had to overcome to get to the ring. Um, Dakota Orion, uh, referee Karen, and so much more. You definitely want to go and check that one out when it drops on Tuesday. And then on this upcoming Wednesday, we have Chris Parrish, from our old friends in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, we came back. He was the tag team partner of Son of Irish. We talk about that. We talk about his current rivalry with T.Y. Jackson. We talk his podcast, kind of coming up on the eve of his career, at the twilight of his career, and a lot more. You definitely want to check that one out. It was like talking to an old friend that you just met for the first time. So definitely go check it out when it drops on Wednesday. All right, I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kaliko?
I mean, just putting ourselves over was so 2026.
Well, it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. And the biggest off the press news, the newest news that you could get today is Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship yesterday in Germany. He defeated Cody Rhodes after Jacob Fatu interfered in the match and attacked Cody Rhodes. Um, yeah, and this is kind of coming off just a very memorable week of title changes. Obviously, Rhea Ripley and Io won the women's tag team champions. Um, Becky Lynch recaptured the Intercontinental Championship. Um, Izzy Dane won the North American Championship, amongst a lot of other title changes. Um,
Mello with the U.S. Championship.
yeah, but that was last year. So last year.
Hey, hey, it was a week ago. About 2 weeks ago.
It was last year. It was a long time
2 weeks
ago.
ago. It was a week ago.
It was a year ago.
It was a week ago.
It
Hey
was
man,
a
don't put it
year
on
ago.
the don't put it on the Billy Black, bro. Don't do it. Look like that.
But yeah. First and foremost, just congratulations to Drew finally getting that shit done. It feels like a whole journey for him to actually win that championship to begin with. So, I'm definitely happy for him. Um, I mean, all things considering, it was not a memorable title run for Cody, to say the least. So maybe it was maybe the best thing to kind of get the belt off of him at this point. But what say you, Kaliko? Drew McIntyre winning the title, second week into the year.
I mean, the justified is finally justified. That's what it feels sounds like to me. I mean, it. You always knew he was on the precipice. It was just a matter of when. It wasn't a matter of if. It was a matter of when. And now it's his win. Now the question is, how long is that belt going to be around his waist? That's the biggest question. Because Mania is coming, and there will be that screams to me Royal Rumble winner is going to go against Drew.
Okay.
To me, um, that also screams Fatu Royal Rumble winner.
Mm.
Also could be Cody three-peat. But I can't see Cody three-peating if he's going to get a rematch.
Right.
So it's a lot of ways you can go with it on that end. And it'll be interesting for SmackDown because it's a change of scenery, and you got a guy who spent all of 2025 being the Scar, the truth teller, and now he gets to tell his truth with the championship. And he's going to be. I just hope he keeps that same cachet that he has, or that same swag that he has with the belt.
Right. I mean,
Because it's working. It's working.
it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out for him. For sure. I don't think it's gonna be a long title run if he goes to if he drops it. I was thinking maybe he drops it back to Cody at Rumble, honestly. No later than Elimination Chamber. So I mean, there's a possibility that he holds it until Mania and drops it to the Rumble winner. That would be something, but I don't know. It's definitely like I mean, only reports have said that it was going to be Roman, Cody, Dre. I mean, one of those guys need to have the title in order for that to actually happen. Uh,
Well, there's also a rumor of Cody, Roman, Punk for all the belts. So it's a lot of things going on. So until it's like in stone, I just take it as, you know, a rumor.
Speculation.
Because the card is still needing to get filled out. You kind of, because there's a multitude of people that are needing to be put in the picture. Brock is needing to be put in the picture. Punk is in the picture. Cody's going to have to get reinserted in the picture. Roman's going to have to get put in the picture. Drew now is in the picture. You're assuming Jacob's going to be in the picture. You assume Bronze Breaker is going to be in the picture. So it's a lot of people. Because I feel like this year is a transition year
I agree with that. So,
for WWE to push to get like younger talent in. Because even the higher tier people are way more part time than what they used to be. And with the TKO schedule, it's not like that.
right. I Obviously, like you said, Drew is in the picture. As of right now, what it looks like, looking at WrestleMania right now, it seems like it's going to be Cody and Jacob. That's what it. I mean, from what we saw on SmackDown yesterday, that makes the most logical sense. Which would be a really big match for Jacob, for obvious reasons. But first time Cody wouldn't be in the title picture since 2022.
22? Yeah.
22, 23. So I mean,
About
40,
23. 20,
39,
23.
40,
Because
41.
23, 39, he was there, but he wasn't there. And then he kind of had to work his way back in 23. But roughly 23.
But I mean, he was in the title match for 23, for 22.
Yeah, I mean, a title match, but not like, it wasn't like a Drew where Drew was always hovering around the title.
Well, I mean, again, it would be the first time Cody hasn't been in the main event for the title in 3 years. Uh, I mean, it's not the worst thing, but what would Drew McIntyre be doing? I mean, LA Knight. I've been pushing for LA Knight for quite some time. So, if he wins the Rumble, goes on to wrestle Drew McIntyre, that wouldn't be
LA
the
Knight
worst thing.
is not winning the Rumble. Man, you better stop. And I like LA Knight. I like LA Knight. He ain't winning no damn Rumble.
I mean, I would hope that LA Knight it's finally LA Knight's time. But I mean, it's not. We could both agree that it's not going to be a Jey Uso again.
Yeah.
But I mean, any which way you look at it, Punk has a few challengers that could, go for the heavyweight championship. So the heavyweight championship is kind of, I don't want to say locked down, but you have an idea of where things could go. The WWE Championship, Drew was the only one in the title picture. So, I mean, we could maybe run it back, Randy versus Drew, WrestleMania. Randy going for the 15th time World Championship. I don't think anybody's clamoring for Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, honestly. Oh, definitely not going to be Trick Williams. Uh,
I feel like Trick's gonna be busy with Randy.
I mean, we could maybe be looking at Obafemi just taking taking the whole shebang. If he wins Royal Rumble, goes on to fuck up Drew McIntyre, win the championship. I mean, that's a
I don't see
possibility.
that. I mean, that would be a stretch. If word is Oba's going to Raw, so which I mean, the only way you can get the whole Cody Punk everything is if Cody goes to Raw.
I mean, I would say that the Royal Rumble, just in general, would be a good starting point to figure out everything, but where everybody's going to be set. Because right now it does very much seem like everything is up in the air.
I mean, that's how they want it, though.
Right. But yeah. And the second thing of that is, again, congratulations to Drew McIntyre. He definitely, deserves it. The last 3 years he's just been on fire. Um, but I could say the exact opposite for Cody, honestly. He won the championship from John Cena, and it just kind of it actually lowered his stock rather than raised it, if I'm being honest. It was definitely not as memorable as his first one was. So honestly, taking the belt off of him might have been the best solution to that and kind of rebuild Cody and going forward. You know what I mean?
Well, the issue in that was John was in it was a weird position because you're asking when have you ever seen the franchise of the company to go against someone who's retiring, who is the most beloved character or person in that company? There's a reason Tanahashi didn't go for the IWGP Championship because they knew it was going to overshadow everything.
I mean, it's not.
They put him in position to where he could do it, or he could possibly win the opportunity, but they never put him in a position where he was going to go. It's like if Tanahashi went against Tsuji for the IWGP Championship at WrestleKingdom. Who do you think they're going to root for?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about right after SummerSlam. You know, after he
I mean,
got
even
the
after SummerSlam,
off.
even after, it was just like it still was a weird place because keep in mind, it's people were more up. I wouldn't even say upset. People were more like, "Damn, Cena lost," than "Yay, Cody won."
I mean, they could have easily erased that rhetoric. You know, the next night on SmackDown with an actual competitor to wrestle for the WWE Championship. The only person that Cody really defended that championship against was Drew McIntyre. Drew the whole long run. Drew that
But
whole.
I just think they shouldn't have put him in that. But they could have easily avoided it by not putting him in the situation altogether.
Drew. Well, I mean, he's going to be busy with Jacob for the next, however, for the next couple of weeks. So let's see how that plays out.
And I blame Dwayne for that. Because that whole heel turn thing had everybody like, oh shit, this is going to do something. Then it went to this. So all of that is like, I would say this Cody became, I mean, with the Roman thing, it was just Roman being Roman. But with this whole Cena thing, it's a whole myriad of circumstances beyond his control that kind of like screwed this whole pooch.
Right. All right. TNA is going to be debuting on AMC on the 15th. And obviously with that, a lot of, things are circulating around TNA, some hype and whatnot. They already announced that, AJ Styles will be on the debut episode on AMC. I don't know what he'd be doing. Maybe we'll be seeing AJ Styles in one more TNA match before he retires. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, AJ Styles on TNA once again. Um, cool. No, Kaliko?
I mean, yeah, since Cena put him on blast with the total nonstop action reference, so they gotta give him hell. We might as well put him in there. I mean, but it's just, I mean, his clock is winding down too. So I mean, why not let him get a little run there, get some memories down there before he rolls out?
I mean, Kazarian is wrestling Santana for the heavyweight championship on that show. I mean, if we get Kazarian versus AJ Styles once more for the TNA Championship, that won't suck. Or, if you really want to put Santana over, have him wrestle AJ Styles.
Mm. But that would also put people in that position that they want AJ Styles to win more so than Kazarian win.
Well, I mean, Kazarian's a heel. So, I mean, that's literally what they want.
I mean, true, but I mean, I don't think AJ's just gonna go there say some because AJ gonna fuck around and do that, and I feel like This will be the one time Gunther shows up in TNA to fuck it.
I mean, you might not be wrong. Um,
Because he's petty enough to pull that off.
he is not petty, he is justified.
That's Drew. Gunther's petty. He's petty.
Well,
Petty extra spaghetti.
somebody that might also be popping up on TNA TV is Chris Jericho, apparently. He is WWE bound sooner rather than later. More than likely the Royal Rumble. Um, and they said with him coming back to WWE, obviously WWE has a deal in place with TNA. They said that he was also interested and open to doing something with TNA. What that actually might entail, who knows? But yeah, Chris Jericho and TNA. I don't really know how to feel about that because like TNA tried to get Chris Jericho like when TNA was like at its peak. And he just seemed uninterested in at the time. And like that's when TNA had all of its great guys. Now it just seems like does Chris Jericho really need to go to TNA for like any reason? Um,
I mean, maybe it's like what's the word? His run in D League before he gets his ass back up there.
I mean, true, but I mean the one thing that would definitely make sense if he did go down to TNA would be a rivalry with Santana. Um, because Santana was in the inner circle with Chris Jericho. So, Chris Jericho say, "Hey, you were my underling, and now you think you're top dog. Well, let's see if you can prove that you're the top dog." Um, that would actually be something. Um, but yeah, I mean that would be literally the only thing I would see Chris Jericho doing significantly in TNA if he were to come down there for at least one match.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, he'll come down there for a little bit, but after that, I mean, I think he would just be there for a cardio run before he gets back up to the roster. But even then, I can't see that because the way TKO runs it, he really doesn't. They don't really, it's not like they're doing house shows unless they're overseas
Right. I mean, again,
or
I wouldn't say
or in
that
the
would,
states in the holidays.
like I
It
said,
is
not necessarily a run, but definitely, at least one match or one
a
program.
coffee, a cup of coffee,
Cup of coffee.
cup of coffee in the big time or in the little time. Yeah.
Um, Somebody that had a whole latte was one Mustafa Ali. Re-signed with TNA. Will be there for the foreseeable future. Um, Honestly, TNA has been good for Mustafa. I think it was the best choice to resign. What say you?
Oh yeah. I think TNA he got to show his character development. Why would you stay where you're able to be more than just the uh, uh, Middle Eastern cop in Chicago?
Right.
So easy win for him. And congrats, shit, he earned that.
Oh yeah. He seems like he's in the best place that he could be honestly in his pro wrestling careers. And
Yeah, he could flourish. Yep,
why fiddle with it?
yep. Why fuck it up?
Um, like I said. On the 15th, TNA going to AMC. Obviously that's a big moment for them to get back on, cable TV. So they're rolling out the celebrities. They will have Perez Hilton as a celebrity guest at the TNA debut show on AMC. Exactly.
I mean,
No pop.
they could have put me as a celebrity guest. Why not? I'm tight with Carlos.
Honestly, yeah, like, I didn't even know that Perez Hilton was actually still relevant in life, let alone be considered a celebrity guest. He announced that he'll be at the show. Um, he asked, what am I doing? You have to tune in to find out. Meaning he doesn't even know what he's doing. TNA has not decided.
Come on in this thing, and then.
I'm sure they'll get some people from Bravo to switch over to AMC. But hey, yeah, it's a thing.
That is true.
Um, Going back to WWE and the Royal Rumble in Saudi. I don't know if you've even seen this, but they're literally still building the arena that they will be using on the 31st. Um, how they're actually doing that, building a whole arena in a month, I have no idea, but they're doing it, and I'm sure that there's a lot of illegal means behind it. But well, I'm not one to judge Saudi Arabia and how they have their labor, how they use their labor force, and that's
They
fine.
handle their labor. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Um. That being said, uh, David Finlay could be winding up with New Japan and signing with NXT of all places. David Finlay might be WWE bound. I don't know what David Finlay would have value for WWE, but what say you, Kaliko? What are your thoughts on David Finlay maybe making a debut on WWE TV?
Need helping Charles Dempsey, maybe? I don't know. Hell, developing Lara Valkyria's deeper character development. Hell, I could. I think he could be a good, solid producer of matches, though. And considering that now that they're kind of, NXT at this point, they're kind of scratching for upper echelon talent.
So, I wouldn't say that he would be too bad on NXT TV, but I think it just kind of depends on what version of David Finlay we get. Because, the War Dogs David Finlay, I don't know, that really wasn't my favorite version of David Finlay, but it seemed like it kind of worked the best for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem is Bullet Club's gone, so
Yeah.
rest in peace, Bullet Club.
Oh, and we'll definitely get to that in a moment, but I don't know. I would stay skeptical until proven otherwise. Uh, Maybe he could make it work. Maybe he can't. Maybe we'll get a brand new gimmick out of David Finlay. Who knows?
Maybe. It could be a new gimmick.
All right. Earlier, uh, well, technically I can't say earlier this year. It was 2 weeks ago. Um, Tetsuya Naito and Bushi resurfaced at a pro wrestling Noah event to capture the Noah tag team titles. I know that there's a different name than the Noah tag titles, but since I don't know it, it's the Noah tag titles. So yeah, Tetsuya Naito back in the mix, back in pro wrestling, teaming with Bushi. I'm happy to see him back. But I don't. I don't know how much more time he has on his career, considering he might be going blind sooner rather than later. But what say you, Kaliko?
That's what I was thinking. How much longer he got? My man is on borrowed time.
You're not lying.
I mean, I get it. He wants to beat Father Time, but sheesh.
I mean, that's not a battle even the ungovernable one could win, unfortunately.
That is true. That is true. I mean, no one beats Father Time.
And what do you think that Naito will be doing going forward? Do you think that he'll actually get a run, or do you think that we might just see, do you think we might see a retirement match, or do you think that he's just gonna kind of fade into the good night?
I mean, because he showed up at Wrestle Kingdom, so for the sake as a fan, I hope he goes out on his own terms. I just hope that those terms aren't to where he thinks he can do more than what he thinks. I hope he's not trying to do too much. Like his mind is trying to outrun his body.
Yeah, I get that. Well, somebody outrunning most is Logan Paul. He signed his first ever full-time WWE contract. No longer a part-timer, now a full-timer. He's been consistently on Raw for, division angles. So yeah, Logan Paul, a full-timer. What's your thoughts, Klika?
I mean, he saw his brother get his jaw cracked in two places. He ain't stupid.
You think that he thought, yeah, this wrestling stuff this might be actually be better for me. I might be this is for me.
Steel chair, get my jaw broke. way, way better schedule.
Yeah, and a lot less painful as well.
See, and you ain't got to worry about, better health benefits.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt having the wise man by your side and two big ass sons of bitches like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Wouldn't, who would not?
Do you think that there's a better chance of Logan Paul actually becoming a world champion in the future now that he is a full timer?
Mm, that is a great question. Um, the question is, what would the title do for Logan? That him being an outside influencer doesn't do now.
I don't think that it does anything for him particular, but I do think that it does something for the person that takes it off of him. So
Mm,
I mean it's
see,
not like, oh, like the next person would be a megastar, but I do think that it garners curiosity. It garners interest from the fans to be, you know, like JC Jane in some degree. He would be a beatable champion. So somebody that would be like maybe on the mid card if they had a title match, like a Dragunov for specifics. Like if you saw Logan Paul versus Ilya Dragunov for the heavyweight championship, you could see Dragunov maybe winning that match because you know that he could beat the piss out of Logan Paul. You know what I mean?
The problem is that there's a two-pronged problem with Logan. Um, One, unlike JC Jane, I don't think Logan would be a believable world champion. Secondly, we've already seen him in several title matches against the best that they had. And if he came up short then, what makes you think he's going to come out on top now?
Well, one beating CM Punk erase some of that?
No, because I think Braun's going to beat Punk.
I don't think that.
Really?
I don't.
Oh, Braun's beating Punk. I mean, he's going to get a get back this year. Matter of fact, this year, Braun Breaker heavyweight champion. Mark it down.
I don't believe that either.
Okay.
I think that honestly, I think it would be more interesting if Logan Paul won the championship, especially from Punk. Then it becomes who beats Logan Paul.
It would be Breaker. That's my point. It's all roads are going to lead to Breaker.
That's what I was gonna say. Then you could definitely have a Breaker, Paul implosion. But I mean, then you definitely pivot to Seth Rollins. So let's say Braun Breaker's right up there against Logan Paul, about to win the title. Seth Rollins comes in, costs him the title, the title. Then you start a
Mm-hmm.
program with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins because he took Seth out, so Seth wants to take him out. So it's a detour. And I mean, if they actually go that route, I think that it would be good for Braun to actually get the crowd on his side. Because as of right now, he just feels force fed down our throats when it comes to, oh, he's going to be world champion, he's going to be world champion, he's going to be world champion. Main event of WrestleMania, main event of WrestleMania, main event of WrestleMania. Bitch has only had one WrestleMania fucking match, and he lost it. So don't don't tell me what this person is going to do. I'd rather just like see him do it and not be fed this all of this bullshit until it's actually proven to not be bullshit. You know what I mean?
I get your point. Logan's in this precarious place, though. And that's the other part because it takes him out of the precarious place that he's in, which is he's in a spot where he's get the best of both worlds. If he wins, it's considered credible slash flukish, and if he loses, well, he's a YouTuber. No one expects him to win. So that's where him being champion takes him out of that stratosphere. And right now, he works best in that stratosphere where he is now, especially considering if he's taking like the bullets, if you will, because he's taking the bullets and everything. Like, oh well, he's a YouTuber taking the bullets because people still are not. They see Logan as a wrestler, but they're not. I don't think that it's hitting home that he's a wrestler. They see he can wrestle, And they see he's a good wrestler, but I don't think they see him as kind of like think of Miz '06,
That's what I
where
was
he
gonna
wrestled,
ask
but
you.
they see him more. They still see him more celebrity than actual wrestler.
When did you think that the Miz actually got rid of that stigma of being the guy from the real world? Because I mean, I would say a reality celebrity compared to, a YouTuber. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, just a different name in 2026.
I'd say it took, in my opinion, personally, probably when he beat Cena at Mania. However, I could also say the opinion that most people probably didn't take him seriously until he talked down Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack.
So I mean, when he beat John Cena, he was already WWE champion. So,
That's but
and that
but
was
but even
2011.
yeah, that
And
was 2011.
when he
But
talked when he talked down Daniel Bryan, that was 2014,
18,
huh?
28, like 2018. I think when he, oh, you know what? Never mind. Let me scratch. You remember it was 2016 when he cut that promo on John Cena and Roman Reigns. And at the time, he was like the guy because there was no champion on Raw.
That's right.
So I think that's when they kind of took him seriously.
But he did get to a point where people actually did take him seriously.
Yeah, that was like 10 years later.
I mean, Logan Paul's been there for what? 38.
Oh, 5 years, five,
About
6 years.
So he just needs 4 more years and he's good to go.
Yeah, he needs 4 more years running a full time schedule, and he'll be good to go.
He's on
When
track.
he's he's on track, but that's the thing. He still is considered, and it doesn't help that like he's also doing celebrity stuff in the off time. So that's the other problem.
But I mean, isn't that what WWE want them to do? Other celebrity shit to promote the company?
How is he promoting the company? How is he promoting the company at his brother's boxing match?
Well, it's WWE superstar Logan Paul. God damn it,
Watching
representing
his
the
brother. What the hell that got to do with him when he watching his brother get his jaw cracked in 5 different places?
WWE superstar Logan Paul watching his brother get his jaw cracked.
His
Look at his
skull cracked in fucking 10 places. Like, what are you
look
talking
at his
about?
live reaction and watch Monday Night Raw Mondays on Netflix.
Unless he walks in and hits Anthony Joshua with a steel chair, we ain't. What are we talking about?
Well, something else I wanted to talk about. Maybe it's news, maybe it's not news, but it is something that definitely bothered me this week. And that is Izzy Dane is now our North American Women's Champion. So, I mean, we didn't get to cover this because it happened like in the last like 2 weeks of December, and we were off. But Deer Hill botched a victory over Blake Monroe.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Blake Monroe botched a victory for Thea Hill.
Yeah, yeah. But the finish got botched. Blake was supposed to win the match. Dia won the match, became the North American champion. On While this was happening, Izzy Dean is in a rivalry with Tatum Paxley. All of this happened. Then on New Year's Evil last Tuesday, Blake beat up Dia Hale before their match, got drawn um out of the arena by Ava, and Dia had an open challenge to anybody that wanted to fight her for the championship. Uh, Izzy wrestled Tatum earlier on that card, lost to Tatum, then would go on to fight accept Dia Hill's open challenge, beat her for the North American Championship, and is now your North American
Hey,
champion.
folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.
NXT. Why would they take the belt off of Tatum only for Izzy to win the North American Championship and have obviously Tatum is going to be going after that when you had the main women's championship in the mix already? She could have just betrayed her during a title match and then challenged her for that title later on. And then you have, obviously Dia Hill wasn't supposed to be in the equation at all. And then Blake Monroe was your champion. So what happens to her now that the North American Championship is going to be tied up with Izzy and Tatum? How does any of that make sense? Make it make sense to me, Kaliko.
I mean, it never made sense because honestly, it was just all of this is just to punish Blake for fucking up. To be quite honest, that's to be quite honest. Like, okay, you fucked up. We gonna make an example out of you. But it encapsulates. I guess the North American Championship will encapsulate the rivalry. Because here's the thing. As much as you want JC's going to have a whole list of other challengers that's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't want JC just to face Tatum just for the repeat of what happened, right? Because it would just
I would say not have JC beat Tatum for the championship when she beat her. Just have Izzy betray Tatum, and then have Tatum still as the world champion, the heavyweight championship, and then have Izzy, go after her.
But who's to say that Tatum wouldn't get it back at Stand and Deliver, or to get her revenge on, or for Tatum to get her revenge on Izzy at Stand and Deliver?
But I didn't care that she cost her the heavyweight championship, and they're having no rivalry. That's fine. But now they added the North American Championship. If there was if a championship should have been attached, it should have been the one Tatum already had, not just adding one just out of nowhere.
Well, here's the issue. Yeah, I get that point. The issue is that after that rivalry, who else is out there to be a credible challenger for the NXT Women's Championship? Because Jordan Grace is gone.
Mm-hmm. But wasn't it supposed to be Jordan that took the belt off Monroe to begin with?
And that's my point. But even then, we'll get to that because inside sources clearly shows that Triple H won this battle.
Yeah.
he won the poaching on several fronts. So that's my point.
That wasn't poaching, Kaliko. That was a damn near purge.
Yeah, they purged the shit out of that thing. But that's my point. So now you got JC Jane and a bunch of other people who are not credible challengers, and you need JC there to be champion to give them the credibility to even be on the stage, like a litmus test. And there's only one person who I think there's only two people that are left behind, and that's Kalani and Jay-Z.
And Lola. Lola still needs to get up there.
Lola will get there. It's just a matter of, do they think Lola's going to be the one to beat Jay-Z? And that could be the case.
I mean, I feel like it is. I think that's what we're getting at some point. We're just not there yet.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. You gotta think of it from that. And then the secondary title, you don't have a lot of credible names for it. So why wouldn't you put Izzy and Tatum, two people who are already built rapport with the audience, already have an invested rivalry with the audience, and just up the ante on it?
Because they had the main title in their grasp, and that's why.
You can have them. I get that point, but do you really believe Tatum as a credible champ? A credible long-term champ? Great. Her or Izzy as a credible long-term is NXT Women's Champion?
Well, definitely not Izzy, because
that's
Izzy's
my point.
Still green as
point
grass.
Proven.
Point
proven.
But Tatum has had bangers. Like, she's proven that she can have good matches with a lot of different people.
Well, that's the thing. So in order for that to happen, you would need Izzy to be the champion.
Right. Well, we will see what happens. I think the best point you made was that they're punishing Blake for botching the finish. Like,
oh yeah, they putting her ass to the ringer. Like, all right,
yeah.
Sean's harsh with his bakeries, but he's harsh with the bread, bro. Not so gentle.
Speaking of Blake, she might might know who her next rivalry is, possibly. Um, After she's had, that issue with Ava, and Ava banning her from the building. She went on to social media and called Ava a nepo baby bitch, which led her to having to delete that. I believe it was a tweet. I might be wrong about that, but it was on social media. Uh, so I mean, there's either two things that's going on here. The first one is Blake is maybe overstepping her boundaries as a wrestler, and kind of, underestimating her value, or this is leading to a Blake Monroe Ava ring match. What say you, Kaliko?
I just think she just wanted a place to voice her frustrations for getting her ass put to the back. Just saying.
I don't. I feel like if anybody, if if it wasn't okay to, trust on Ava, then Ethan Page would have been fired a long time ago. Like, he has tortured that girl to no extent. But, obviously we can't have an Ethan Page Ava match for, obvious reasons. But, if Blake has, beef with Ava, and, there has been a lot of backstage, segments between Blake and Ava. So it kind of seems like, we might actually be getting, Ava in the ring at some point. I mean, she was a wrestler at one point. She did have a match. Not a very good match, to say the least, but, that was a long time ago. Maybe she's improved since then. But, I mean, yeah, I would hope that it would be leading to something, and Blake is just not venting her frustrations. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I mean, you never know. Hey, we'll jury's out.
Well, the jury's in for something else, and that is, so let me just put this into context for a lot of people. Los Ingobernables de Japón, um, disbanded, early last year. Um, Naruto took the name. Obviously, he was Los Ingobernables. And the rest of Los Ingobernables became the unaffiliated. So they were not affiliated with any other brand. But when they did have tag team matches, they were technically still Los Ingobernables, not under the Los Ingobernables name, under unaffiliated. Um, Bullet Club, we could go round and round with Bullet Club, with the different versions, incarnations, abortions when it came to that group. But they had been teaming. Bullet Club War Dogs, its current incarnation, was started teaming with the unaffiliated for whatever reason. Reasons I don't even know. Another, make it make sense to me, scenario. Um, well, they finally made sense of it, even though it still doesn't kind of make sense. At a New Year's Dash, on the 5th, the unaffiliated and the Bullet Club War Dogs became one group. They are now, the Unbound Company.
The Unbound. What the fuck is that? That sounds like a brewery.
Well, Unbound Company takes the unaffiliated and the Bullet Club makes them one. That being said, the Bullet Club name is no longer um a group in New Japan. To some degree, that's like really sad because like Bullet Club had become such a staple of New Japan. But then again, Bullet Club hasn't really been relevant since Jay White left, if I'm being honest. Like that was like the last like real like leader of Bullet Club. And even then
Make the argument, Kenny left.
I would no, I would say that Jay White did a good job as the leader of Bullet Club. It was still on a, its it was still on its last legs, but it was
He's at the
still.
bottom tier of the leaders of the Bullet Club. He is. It's the only person that he's above is Finlay.
Well, I mean that's saying a lot, I would say, considering that Finlay probably had it longer than Jay did, and he did nothing with it.
Somewhere Prince Devitt rolling in his grave, and he ain't even dead yet.
I can make an argument that Finn is pretty far to the bottom as well.
What?
Yeah, I mean it's a hot take, but I'm willing to
That's a hell
make
of
it.
a hot take. The person that made it is at the bottom of the.
Well,
Holy shit.
we could both agree AJ Styles is the undisputed best leader of Bullet Club. No,
Ooh, a tie between him and Kenny.
how it can't be a tie. It's either Kenny's the best or AJ's the best.
Well, I would say Kenny.
I would say Kenny was the second best.
Kenny's was more historic. AJ's wrestling was unparalleled. Kenny's storyline was impeccable.
But the problem with Kenny's storyline was that it was Kenny's storyline, not Bullet Club's storyline. You know what I mean?
It was Bullet Club story. Him, the Elite, all the gold shit, the Adam
But
Cole shit, all that shit.
it was.
It
Well,
all encompassed on his watch. The Cody shit.
and yes, but okay, so
His through line in the Bullet Club is off the wall. You cannot deny that.
what I'm getting at is AJ was the leader of Bullet Club that made Bullet Club the most relevant. So when he won the championship, he was the champion and the leader of Bullet Club. And you did not disassociate the two. AJ was the champion and the leader of Bullet Club, and the two were connected. When Kenny won the championship, it was almost like he was disconnected from Bullet Club. Because yes, he had the Bucks next to him, but the rest of Bullet Club weren't necessarily connected to him. Like Tamatonga, Fale, Yujiro, like they was not as prominent with next to Kenny because Kenny didn't really acknowledge the rest of Bullet Club. It was kind of just the Kenny Omega and Young Buck show. You kind of know what I you kind of understand what I mean by that?
No,
I'll
because
yeah.
I get the point where you're saying because Kenny was so enthralled with his story arc was kind of separated from the Bullet Club. However, him being the leader of the Bullet Club is the reason those stories even became the thing, if that makes sense. Because him becoming part of the leader of the Bullet Club was a very critical part of how everything else played out.
I mean, afterwards, yeah, but that
Yeah,
was
that's the point. Like that's the point. None of those story arcs would matter if he was like still in the light heavyweight division of the Bullet Club.
right. But and I will definitely give Kenny and the Buck and I mean the Bucks as well because the Bucks were just as prevalent as Kenny in that regard. They did make Bullet Club cool at the time, and they did make Bullet Club the biggest thing in pro wrestling as well. Uh, but that was them with the name, not necessarily the name itself. If that kind of makes
Mm,
sense.
but I mean, we're going on. We will have a whole debate on that. But that is a whole debate. Uh,
Could we both
but
agree
back,
that David Finlay was ass as the leader of Bullet Club?
we can agree he was the worst. Yeah,
Okay,
he was the
then
worst.
we're on the same page on that.
We're on the same. Yes, we agree with that. He is the worst. So that. But back to the original point of the Unbound Brewing Company. Unbound Company Brewing. I mean, Unbound, but you know what I mean.
Unbound Brewery Company. There you go. Um,
Oh, sounds
Shawn
like a
Michaels
bunch.
got the bakery. New Japan got the brewery. There you go.
Oh, I mean, San Diego got mini micro brews, but shit, I didn't think New Japan would jump in on it.
Well, we'll be talking, all things Wrestle Kingdom in a couple of minutes, but It's sad to say that Bullet Club, is coming to an end. Like I said, it kind of seemed like it needed to be done. But I mean, it's just kind of showing you that we're in a new era of New Japan, and we're in a rebuilding phase. Um, I don't know how successful the Unbound company will be. Um, but I mean, the champion is at the helm, so I mean, it immediately has, notoriety because of that. And obviously, you know, the main players that need to be in it is in it. Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, um, Los Ingobernables, but not Los Ingobernables. Um, and
What's left of Los Angeles? Wait,
what's left of Bullet Club? What's left of Los Ingobernables?
they
Um,
just call them the leftovers.
I mean, that would have been, yeah, that would have made sense. Um, but yeah, it just kind of shows you where we're at. Earlier last year, um, House of Torture became its own faction and kind of bred new life into, you know, Bullet Club because it wasn't Bullet Club anymore. They kind of took on that helm of, heel faction. Um, Evil, still a better Bullet Club leader than David Finlay. um,
Damn, I forgot he was a lead.
like for a hot minute he was. Um, a cup
Cup
a
of coffee.
cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, literally. Jesus Christ.
um, but yeah. House of Torture is prominently the heel faction. They're trying to breathe new life into United Empire since it's been on life support since Osprey left. Um, Unbound Company is brand new, so like I said, we're in a new era, and they are trying to make New Japan relevant again. So I mean, I can't be mad at that they're legitimately trying. You know what I mean?
Is that?
I mean, that being said, that new champion at the helm, Yoda Suchi, spoiler alert, for later in the show, um, he has restored the New Japan, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship lineage. So, so no longer is it the World Heavyweight Championship. It is once again the Heavyweight Championship. And it the lineage does not start with Kota Ibushi in 2021. It does start, with you know, the guy that made the place, Antonio Inoki, going back to Tanahashi, Kenny Omega, Yuji Nagata, all the big names of Keiji Muto, Brock Lesnar, Nakamura, all of those people's, the lineage. Yoda Suchi's name comes after that. Uh, it's funny because he said his words going into Wrestle Kingdom was, ever since you presented that new championship, it feels like New Japan's been cursed because we forgot where we came from. Which is really funny that he mentioned that because at the time when every champion was getting injured we kind of made the same comparison. Now, Kaliko?
Oh yeah, that thing. Ever since it came in, people got hurt, and it was just like it. It almost kind of like the ancestors of Japan was like, until you do right by me. But yeah, I don't. I mean, it just you know, and it also kind of that belt is for most. I mean, for what it's worth, that belt most people or the hardcore wrestling fan, hardcore, consider that one of the more prestigious belts in the world.
And it's a beautiful championship as well.
Yeah, as far as like a good look too, because it always had. Because no matter what, I think that's the only belt that had like the names of people that held the belt on the belt.
Right. Yeah.
Which is freaking cool, you know. So that's why it was awesome because you just could see it was like a Rolodex of who the fuck held it, and but yeah, good for him to bring back that culture that was missing. And I mean, he had some very stringent points when it came to outsiders coming into New Japan. Although I will argue that if it wasn't for those outsiders, New Japan wouldn't have been like the top 2 wrestling company in the world.
I mean, there's a difference between bringing in outsiders and relying on outsiders to, lift your hoping for a bump in sales. And I don't think that that's what those outsiders, did at the time. Like like you said, Kenny Omega was an outsider, but he boosted the company. It wasn't, you know, New Japan didn't rely on it. You know what I mean?
But he was also one of those people, like we said, like I always told you, he was of the culture.
Right. But I mean, like when they bring in John Moxley nowadays, that's not because he's like you just said, of the culture. It's because they need a boost in tickets, and Moxley's a big name. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But um, with with by becoming the IWGP Heavyweight champion, he deunified the championship with the Intercontinental Championship. So, and then retired the actual title. Which personally, I'm so glad because, like, the Intercontinental Championship didn't need to be in that picture anymore. And
it served its place.
Nobody's going to get this reference, but the Intercontinental Championship was basically MIDI and Made in Abyss. I would not recommend Googling that term unless you want to be horrified. Um, but yeah, um, I he also said that the global championship will be defended globally and against wrestlers that's outside of New Japan, which I think is a nice little stipulation to that title. Considering there is no rules for that championship, it was just, hey, it's the global championship.
So essentially, it's the AEW Intercontinental Championship or International Championship. It's the version of the AEW International Championship.
I mean, technically, but there's really, there's no. New Japan only has like 3, like, major championships. Not major championships, but 3 men's single championships. No, am I wrong on that?
Television, never open. Global, IWGP. That's 4.
Okay, so
4. Light heavyweight,
5. Wait, what? The heavyweight? I don't understand.
No, light heavyweight.
Yeah, but that's a different division.
Oh, but you said major championships. That's still a major championship.
But it's a different division.
Didn't know we put weight classes with major championships. Like, See, 2026, you already acting up. Anyways, light, light heavyweight, television, never open, IWGP, heavyweight, and global. That's 5.
Okay, so 5 champions.
And that makes sense because they only got 30 people. It ain't like, right? It's not like they're hoarding talent.
Not a lot of people in catering.
You know what I'm saying? They put everybody to use. They building the ring and they wrestling in the ring. Then they taking down the ring and they wiping the shit down from intermission. Like they doing it all.
Alright. And yeah. That will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with New Japan Pro Wrestling WrestleKingdom 20. Took place last Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Yeah, Sunday. It took place in Tokyo, Japan, at the famed Tokyo Dome. It was a sellout crowd of 46,913. The first time New Japan has ever sold out the Tokyo Dome. And yeah, to say that this was a spectacle is putting it lightly, I would say. But I would say that it is a tale of maybe 2 Wrestle Kingdoms, the first half and the last half. The first half had me scratching my head, and saying, this is why kind of New Japan is in the position that they're in. And then the second half kind of got me reinvested in New Japan and kind of retold those stories and made me care about the product again. So I mean, it was a long show. Don't get me wrong, but
Wrestle Kingdom's a long show in general.
Yes, but also it's their biggest show. It's their WrestleMania, so you can kind of forgive it as well.
Big time forgive it.
Yeah. I mean, not every show is 5 hours, so just their main show. But yeah, what did you think of the show as a whole?
I mean, it picked up once the main people started jumping out, and it kind of showed Suji's point, where it was like once you got to things where things mattered, it's very high stakes, and it's like, oh my god, like it can get there. They got a lot of work to do, and Suji, I think Suji probably is going to have the backing of Tanahashi in this, as far as like kind of gatekeeping the New Japan culture.
Right. And we will definitely get there when we get to Suji's match. But yeah, 46,000. A sellout crowd. Just for, instance, the baseball Tokyo Dome's a baseball field. 45,000. Um what is it? Other events is anywhere between 42 and 55,000. And capacity is 65,000. So when they said that this was a sellout, like this was actually a sellout, which
I heard it was like 56, but I could be wrong. Am I missing something?
The capacity, not capacity, but capacity was 65,000. Just general events that aren't baseball, it said 55,000. So I mean, it was like I said, a legitimate sellout. Something New Japan's never done, even at the height of New Japan. Um, so I mean that I want to say that was because of the card.
There it is, 46,913.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that that's because of the card and people being invested in the show, but we both know that that's not true. that house was because of Tanahashi.
Yeah, they had two nights in which that shit didn't happen, so they can.
Yeah.
In the words of Kendrick, miss me with that bullshit.
I mean, considering that last year's G1, out of 19 events, they could not draw 30,000 for all 19 events, a total. And now, in comparison, Survivor Series was 46,000 for one show, 4 matches. So,
yes.
I mean, you could see the vast
different context. Different context, though. Different context. Bad different.
But
San Diego. Yeah, Tanahashi's retirement versus San Diego's thirstiness to have a PLE.
Right. So I mean, again, this wasn't because New Japan's on fire. This was because Tanahashi. People wanted to see Tanahashi's last match. Obviously, over 20 plus years in the business. He is the John Cena of New Japan. So the house was his, to say the least. All right. Let's get into it. Never Openweight 6-man tag championship Tornado Rambo match.
Jesus Christ, the way that you.
It's a fucking mouthful. It lasted for 20 minutes, 46 seconds, and big surprise, Zack Sabre Jr. won with Ray Ewok and Hartley Jackson. Yeah, 50.
The mighty don't kneel. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the match was a clusterfuck of what the fuck. I didn't know who went to who, what necessarily the rules was. People just kept coming out, and they said
it was in and out. Yeah.
They said people got eliminated, and I believed them because I had nothing to go on. And then,
but who got the win though? Who got the win? Who got the win?
Zack Sabre Jr.
50-50. That's it.
Yep. And that's the only stat that matters.
To him, anyway.
What say you, Kaliko? What do you think of the match?
It was a clusterfuck of what the fuck. So, what do we expect from that? that they made the best of it what they could? Question mark. Like,
It definitely opened the show? Question mark?
there we go. Something like that. It did the best they could? Question mark.
How many stars you give it?
Dude, hold on. Let me. I'd be lying if I said it was a 3. But
You would be lying.
I'd be like 2.5 because there was no flow. It was just no flow. But Zack Sabre Jr. won, so I mean, isn't that what matters?
I mean, that would bump it up. I mean, I would say that was a 2-star match, and then Zach winning would bump it to a 2.5.
Mm, mm, mm.
So we agreed 2.5.
2.5, I guess. I guess.
Question mark.
Question 2.5 question mark. There you go. Perfect way to start the year.
Right. Did Uncle Dave?
You think Uncle Dave was not gonna? He have shit else to watch. What the fuck he was gonna?
I feel like WrestleKingdom is like that old girlfriend that Uncle Dave always kind of goes back and say, "Ah, I remember her. I
When
remember
the
her
Bucks
fondly."
would give 8-star matches, you forget this is the only time where he gives like 38-star matches. So you might want to like
Right.
put that. He has a little hard on for the Tokyo Dome.
Oh yeah. You say Tokyo Dome and he gets hard.
Exactly.
Do we have the ratings, Kaliko?
Oh, I have them. I already had them. I had them the moment you came back. So I guess this is the 2026 version of the very first edition in 2026 of Guess That Rating.
Hello. Okay. 3.5.
Lower.
3.
Even he.
Even he thinks that this match was ass.
I'll tell you. But was it 3? No.
2 7/5.
Nope.
What is it then?
Straight 2.
Straight 2. Damn, we're being kinder than Uncle Dave. That's
Maybe because the guy we knew won the 50-50 was gonna get his dub. He was like, I didn't come here for an L. I could see him saying that shit.
Alright. Now we got the IWGP Women's and Strong Women's Double Championship match. Shuri, the 6th IWGP Women's Champion, took on Saya Kiamatani.
Kamitani?
Kimatani?
Kamitani?
Kaimatani?
Kamitani? Kamitani?
I'll just call her Saya. Who is the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Shuri defeated Saya in 12 minutes 9 seconds. In this with Shuri's world. Okay, so remember when I told you make it make sense to me, Kaliko? So
Yes.
Saya, MVP of 2025. 19 wins in 2025. A couple of days before WrestleKingdom, it sold out Rokigoto Sumo Hall, and it outsold New Japan the last time that they were in that arena. Is currently the World of Stardom champion, which is Stardom's biggest champion. Undefeated in 2025. Stardom's basically like Star right now. Stardom's like Naito. Like, they built up this girl really high coming down to the ring. And then Shuri, NXT alumni, just beats her in 12 minutes. And all of that hype that you got during her entrance just died in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, does she got a contract though?
Well,
I can see Gator, but is she signed with us though?
Well, I mean, she held a women's championship. She held the strong championship, so she had one of the two championships that New Japan has.
You know, we need time. I mean, so did Sasha Banks, but that don't mean shit.
I mean, the question is Shuri signed with New Japan?
I mean, they have more faith in Shuri than Saya.
But how does it make sense that obviously this girl is hella popular in Japan right now? Like, people are paying money to see her. And obviously, a fuckload of eyes is going to be on this show because you have one of the biggest stars in Japanese history retiring. Would you want to put the title on this girl to say, okay, well, we might not get it, but people are responding to her, and we need a couple of wins going forward? You built her up, and then before you could say, oh, well, she's really interesting. Oh, well, she lost, so she can't be that great. Am I wrong here?
You're not wrong. I just think, but they always have that. Like, Naito went through that. Like, he's so anti that people. My only thing is that they think that the people are going to love her no matter what.
But for a lot of people, myself included, this was the first time I've ever seen this girl wrestle. And then they beat...
Saya?
Yeah, Saya. Shuri was Sailor Moon in NXT, for anybody that remembers that. She was the Japanese schoolgirl that would transform. Usagi. But, I mean, Saya, again, first time seeing her. The Phoenix Queen, or whatever they called her. I feel like I would have remembered that nickname a lot better if she actually won the match.
Emo girl. There you go. Emo Asian chick.
Right. But if you want, you want to get people excited for somebody and then have them win. And they didn't do that. She lost.
True. I mean, what do we expect, man? They went with the safer pick.
And that's why at this point, I got pissed off, and I said, this is why New Japan is in the position that they're in. Because they didn't go with the hot thing, cash in on the hot thing. They just went with, like you said, the safe bet.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been a thing, though.
I mean, that being said, the match was fine.
Shuri, pretty good. It was pretty good. It's pretty good match.
Yeah. what say you? How did you
For
feel
12,
about the match?
for 12 minutes, it was pretty good.
Just out of curiosity, was this the first time you saw Saya?
Yes.
Okay. So we're on the same page.
We're on the same page. So, I'm just there. But she was still solid. And that's the other thing, too, because maybe, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, let's see how much they follow her when she loses. Because keep in mind, we had Naito go through that too, and then when he won it, it just made him even way more popular than ever.
True. But again, she's the Stardom champion. She's already the highest of her company.
They'll yoke her ass like they did with Core. I'm just saying. WWE's in there waiting.
I feel like Saya has a bit of ways to go to get plucked by WWE, but I could be wrong on that.
You could be looking for Asuka's replacement, homie. Asuka
Asuka's
can't be there forever.
She ain't gonna be there forever, but she's still got time on the clock, I would say.
Asuka's in her 40s, sir.
I would say Asuka is as relevant today as she was when she first debuted in WWE, and I would say that she's still performing to a very high level as well.
I'll agree that she's performing to a very high level.
Back to the match. How many stars you give it?
I just get 4 for them girls. 12 minutes. They're the only girls on the card, so shit. 4 off the rip. Shit.
I'm going with 3. It was a good match. They put a lot of effort in, but
You were pissed.
Make it make sense to me. You have the girl that's the top of Stardom, but she can't win the championship of New Japan. Make it make sense.
It's okay, man. It always happens.
Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
4.5.
Yeah. 4. The first you cheat already.
Japanese women in the Tokyo Dome, 12 minutes. Fuck yeah, it was gonna be 4.5.
The only girls in Tokyo Dome. Shit.
Alright, third match, special tag team, 10-man tag match. Hiromu Takahashi, Drilla Baloney, Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and Shingo Takagi. They lost to, Callum Newman, The Great Khan, Jake Lee, Hanare, and Andrade Del Idaho.
Is this the one time I could go next?
Yeah. But, okay, so, remember, keeping it up, make it make sense. So, Bullet Club is teaming with Los Ingobernables, leftovers. But then you have...
War Dog Leftovers is teaming with leftovers.
Yeah, and then you have Andrade, who literally made Los Ingobernables original on the opposite side of Los Ingobernables de Japan. Why wouldn't you put Andrade to say, your padre was my padre, let's team up, let's be friends, let's take over New Japan. But yeah, no. He's the financial backer of what's it called? United Empire.
Yes.
But where does Andrade have money? Like, where did all this money come from? How did he become, like, did he invest in Bitcoin? Is he a part of the, like, the Taliban, the cartel? Like, where does,
Andrade?
like, where did all this money come from? Like, that he could,
Money from
like,
Charlotte's
support people?
divorce? I mean, money from his divorce?
I will accept that answer.
There you go. That's the easiest answer.
Makes the most sense, for sure. So yeah, the match happened. Jake Lee got the W. And like you said, not a lot more to say about it.
Yes, nothing else to say. Just next.
How many stars you give this one?
I mean, that's a polite 3, but the most polite 3 you'll probably hear from me.
I would agree. Question mark?
Question mark. For us to be like hot takers, we show it started with a lot of questions.
We'll get there. We're almost there. Alright, Uncle Dave. 4 1/4.
Nope.
3 7/5.
Nope.
3.5.
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders 4-way match. El Desperado defeated Taichi Ishimori, Konosuke Fujita, and Sho to be able to take on Doki for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. It was not a bad match. There was Gaga a bit clusterfuckery, but at the end of the day, they got their point across, and it did what it needed to do. Desperado with the title opportunity, so I can't really be mad. Like I said, House of Torture interfered, Doki interfered. There was a couple fun spots. I wouldn't say that this completely changed the tone of the night, but it definitely started the
It was the spark.
Yes. It started the up climb, I would say. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the best part of this was when Dookie came out and was like, I chose not to defend my title because I didn't want to overshadow. Shit had me cracking up. But because usually the light heavyweight title's defended, and that match usually steals the show.
Usually, yes.
Like, I can always depend on, like, the light heavyweight to, like, go pedal to the metal and steal this shit. So, I mean, for it to be a #1 contenders match, it kind of took it down for me. But in all, it was the spark that kind of started to pick up for the rest. So, man, that's okay.
How many stars you give it?
3.
I will be nicer, and I will give it 3.5.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Alright. That brings us to the Never Openweight Championship match. Aaron Wolf defeated Evil in 12
In
minutes
his
and 50.
debut match.
Yes.
Nonetheless. Now, if I was Evil, I'd quit New Japan right off the like,
I mean,
You got me losing though.
I mean, I actually disagree with that. So, but let me, explain first. So, you know, I think New Japan did a really good job of making me give a shit about this guy. Like, right off, like, making a big deal out of him. They were like, this is, Aaron Wolf. He won, Taekwondo and, the Olympics. He's a big deal. He's done this, he's done that. Like they really like hyped him up really good on, commentary. And then, he comes out and, he shaved his head. He took on, the young boy responsibility, to say, he's actually serious about becoming a New Japan, wrestler. So I thought right from the entrances, they did a really good job of hyping the match. Um, then you have Evil, and I thought that Evil had one of the best entrances of the night. He came up from the stage. His rope looked fantastic. Them playing all of House of Torture coming out with the guy playing the guitar, it there was a vibe there. I think this was like the coolest Evil's ever looked, heading into a match. And I think Evil was honestly the perfect guy to have the match with Aaron for his first match because House of Torture does a lot of gaga. So any signs of greenness or inexperience that this guy had, you could cover it up with the gaga and the bullshit and all of that. So he didn't have to, actually wrestle the whole 12 minutes. So I think it's actually a testament to New Japan to trust Evil with such, a big signing to actually, be that guy to have his first match and not make him look like shit. Um, and I mean, the crowd pop for Aaron. The crowd popped for him as well. Like it wasn't, crickets. Like people knew who he was. You know what I mean?
Man, you might as well have Gable Stevenson beat Drew McIntyre.
I mean, we could both agree that Gable Stevenson was not maybe as invested in pro wrestling as maybe Aaron was.
Well, he admitted that. That ain't nothing new, but still, what the fuck? Evil? How dare they do evil like that? I mean, if that was Sonata, I could see that belief.
No fate in Sonata.
Yeah, we gave up on Sonata.
I think Sonata gave up on Sonata. He's out indefinitely with no signs of a return. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but like I get it.
Lost his smile. There you go.
Few awards are not as true. Or however that saying goes. But what say you, Kaliko? What did you think about the match?
It was cool, but I mean, Evil should have won. You need to humble yourself, like young Vlad, for a title. That's like Logan Paul popping in, beating Roman Reigns night one, first title shot.
I mean, it's the never openweight championship. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have the IWGP connected to it.
Doesn't matter. That belt was held by Shingo Takagi.
And Ishii.
and Ishii. I mean, you might as well call it the Ishii title, but the
And
Pitbull Championship.
I can't remember his name. Makabe.
Oh yeah. See, I mean, you have some people there, man. But we'll see. Now that he's the champion, quote unquote, we'll see how far he goes.
I mean, definitely. But I mean, I'll make the argument because, said, like I said for Saya, it's a lot of eyeballs are on this show, and it wasn't. I mean, I was maybe some of those eyeballs came just for Aaron because they know who he is. You don't want to beat him in his first match. It wouldn't have made sense. So, I mean, okay, so he lost. So, what, what now? But now he holds a championship. You know he's going to be there tomorrow. He's going to continue wrestling. It continues, okay, well, if he's going to stick around, then maybe I'll stick around to, see what New Japan is doing. You know what I mean?
I mean, Evil could have won with a roll up, and they still could have ran that shit back at New Year's Dash and got the same result.
Um, hmm, I, I don't, I don't think so. I think they got the best result. And I think that Evil might actually go on to bigger and better things because he lost to Aaron in this match.
Okay.
How many stars you give
You're
it?
2.5. They did my
Damn.
boy dirty. They did Evil dirty. And I'm not even the biggest Evil fan. Somewhere EO like, what the fuck they did to my man?
I mean, he was in the Damian Priest role when it came to wrestling Bad Bunny. And he
That
got
ain't that funny. And nobody was walking on water when he walked out the street.
I'm not saying I'm not comparing the celebrity aspect, but he was. But what I mean is he was in that position to take care of the celebrity that was doing the match, and he succeeded where what he had to do. He made him look good.
Well, you better have a championship brand in your closet to parlay, sir.
I give the match 4 stars. I think that it did everything that it needed to do perfectly. All right, Uncle Dave, 3.5.
3.5, you little cheater.
Okay. IWGP World Heavyweight and Global Heavyweight Double Championship match. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Colt Kutska takes Shida, lost to the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji in 29 minutes 20 seconds. In a with a Boston Crab of all moves. Um, I could have made the argument that this definitely should have main evented. Things notwithstanding, but it definitely felt like a main event match. Compared to last year, where it just seemed like, I mean, Zach was a reputable champion, but I don't think that Shota was a reputable challenger. So it did feel like less than, where this definitely felt um more level playing ground. I think both guys had great intensity, great match, and I think it just furthers their rivalry because Yota Tsuji bitched out Kanosuke by making him tap to a Boston Crab, which is essentially a young boy move. Um, so, showing him that, you're not on my level, or that, you're only, young boy status to me. Um, but I had no issues with this match. Right guy won, right way. You already got Jake Lee stepping up to be the first challenger. It had everything that it needed to be to have that big match feel. What say you, Kaliko?
This is where it picked up for sure. I think the only thing that would have made this better is if Take Shit have lost due to Okada stepping in. That would have been the pettiest of the petty.
Well, I mean, Okada was already in the main event, so he didn't need necessarily. He already won in that regard.
Because, I mean, just to carry over the AEW beef, like, bitch. Or at least how Okada said.
I'm so glad that they didn't, though. This was definitely.
Yeah, this is their thing, and that was a good
thing. You have more to say?
Oh yeah, and yeah, it probably would have, and you're right in that regard, because it would have tainted the crowning of the Suji era for New Japan. Although it would have been funny as fuck, but
I think that um, you know, this was very much a New Japan show. Um, you know, the last couple of years there was, we had people from different companies kind of come in. Um, and it didn't feel like there was New Japan guys. Obviously we had a few guys that were, outsiders. Obviously, Okada and Konosuke. But I don't feel like, it was because they were, they needed to bring them in for name recognition. They brought them in because obviously Konosuke needed to tell his story, and Tanahashi handpicked Okada to be his last opponent. So it was serving the greater purpose of the show and not just to sell tickets. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, but even though Okada's only an outsider because he left. It ain't like he's an outsider in which he got his shop somewhere else and then came to New Japan.
Like Konosuke.
Right. Konosuke is more of an outsider. Although, that motherfucker put in work. Man, 2025 was good to him. So, I mean, he earned it. And he was a good guy for Sushi to kind of conquer, if you will. And it's good that it's an outsider like Take Shit Up, so that way, you know, that makes the statements he made even more poignant about outsiders.
Right.
Regardless of where they are, regardless of what company they rep. So, yeah.
And I mean, Yonosuchi is a New Japan guy that was New Japan, born and bred. He came through the system. So, he is, very much, waving the flag, so to speak.
Waving, he's carrying the bitch.
Well, yeah. Suchi, like you said, this is the Suchi era. He is taking New Japan on his back to be the guy. And, he is very outspoken, which kind of reminds me of Naito, of all people. I mean, it's fitting. He was underneath Naito in Los Ingobernables. Um, so, one thing that he said was that, going forward, if there is an IWGP, heavyweight championship match, if it is not going to be the main event of the show, he will be boycotting that show because it's disrespecting the title and the company. I don't think that that's out of line, considering not New Japan, AEW has treated New Japan like abysmally. Like, I mean, for instance, late last year, like the last show of the year, Konosuke is the IWGP champion. He loses and G1 Climax winner. He lost the Continental Classic for a third rate title. But he's the main champion for New Japan. Make that make sense.
It wasn't defended in the jurisdiction of the IWGP rules.
But
all that shit.
So, and I mean, when the IWGP Championship was defended on AEW, it was against Jungle Boy, like halfway down the card. So, I mean, it's not, they did not treat New Japan well. And Tsuji wants to go back to New Japan being the big dogs, New Japan being respected. I mean, they've been a relevant company much longer than AEW has. So, I do appreciate him trying to bring New Japan back to glory.
True. I mean, but Suji's the guy. It's now it's his show. They should have had a good run. Now it's his show, and now he gets to run it in his vision. And I mean, they should have gave him a great match to platform it from. So you couldn't ask for a better opponent. I think the only better opponent for Tsuji would have been Okada, but he was kind of busy.
Yeah. You know what I find interesting in this match? Tsuji obviously wrestles a Japanese style, but I kind of noticed that Konosuke wrestles more of an American style than he does a Japanese style, despite being Japanese. Like, it is kind of like a hybrid of the two. I don't know if you noticed that. Oh, Kaliko? Oh, did we lose Kaliko? Maybe Kaliko wasn't here to begin with. There you go.
Kaliko, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. I mean, overall, still, like we said, solid match. I think this, to me, was a 4.
I will give it... I'll give it 4.5. Right guy won, right match. Kind of felt like the perfect storm. And then you have, Jake Lee, obviously putting himself right in the picture right off the bat. It just kind of all worked, I think. Alright, Uncle Dave.
Uncle Dave.
4 and 7.
Hard on Tokyo Domo. No. I'm like, come on, it's Tokyo Dome Championship match.
Higher or lower?
Oh, it's high.
5.25.
Oh, not that high, goddamn.
5.
He gave it a 5. There you go.
I mean, there was only one more way to go with it.
I know, right?
Oh. Alright. And that brings us to the last match, the main event. the reason for the house and everything in between. Hiroshi Tanahashi, retirement match. Hiroshi Tanahashi lost to Kazuchika Okada in 33 minutes and 3 seconds with the Rainmaker. I mean, this was definitely not their best match that they've ever had. It's obviously very prevalent why, Tanahashi is, retiring. The guy doesn't have a good knee to stand on. But I mean, he still gave it his all, and he put a lot of effort into this match, and I think it was a really good match for what, both guys were capable of. I thought Okada definitely did everything he needed to do in this match. He played the Black Cat. He played the villain. Um, he, he was a bad Okada. He knew that the people were gonna, boo him. He played into it. He sold all of that very well. And got the people invested. Tanahashi did his Tanahashi thing. Um, I think the best moment of the match was when Okada did the Rainmaker pose. He had to be New Japan Okada in order to beat Tanahashi and put him down. So all in all, it was a memorable match. It was a good match for what it needed to be. It hit all of the right marks. I was content. What say you, Kaliko? Oh, Kaliko?
I mean, if anything, this was the classic Okada Tanahashi match. Okada did a great job of pacing Tanahashi through this match. If there were ever a match that Okada, because I always say Okada tends to wrestle to the level of his competition. If there were ever a case, this was the case. And if there was ever a match, this was the match. And honestly, this was probably. I mean, John Cena's kind of jealous at this match, right? I mean,
it definitely got time to breathe, to say the least.
Go out on your sword like that, or look like you, the old person dying with a smile. Which one? Kind of on this Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, but yeah, Okada won. Right person won. I mean, he, as much as people see him as an outsider, he's more of a he's always had Tanahashi's number. So for them to keep it in line with that, I thought that was pretty good. Hell, the match was only as in comparison to the aftermath of the match, which felt like forever.
I think it's still going on in the Tokyo Dome as we speak.
Like damn near all 40,000 people are gonna give him flowers. Like shit.
All right, line up now. Give Tanahashi the flow.
But yeah, back to the match. All in all, it was a great match. Great match. Great display for Tanahashi to go out the way that he did. And he went all to the wall. So he gave it his all. Yep. And for Okada, I respect him after the match, like just dipped out. Pinned him and said, all right, bitch, I'm gone.
I mean, again, we all know why we were there. Everybody understood the assignment. I can't imagine that it wasn't a bitter pill for Okada to swallow, because he always wanted to be the guy in New Japan, and he always wanted to sell out the Tokyo Dome. That was always his dream and his goal. And the guy that, despite always having his number, the guy that people always accepted over him, that always wanted over Okada, that nobody, got over, Tanahashi. Tanahashi was always the ace. He was always the guy that, oh, do you want Okada? He's pretty good. He's our guy, New Japan's guy. Or do you want Tanahashi? And everybody went with Tanahashi. Almost.
I mean, because Tanahashi is like their. He's like we said. He's their John Cena. He's their Lionel Messi. He's their
right. So, and Okada, as much as Okada was the face of New Japan, and he always was, he never got over. He never became a bigger star than Tanahashi, and he never got over that stigma. So, and it was clear, and it was relevant, and it even bothered him. So for Tanahashi to be the reason the Tokyo Dome sold out, the reason that Okada achieved his dream was because of Tanahashi. I can't imagine that didn't make him feel some type of way.
Okada's taking credit for that. You can miss me with that bullshit.
No.
Because I can totally see him going, I sold out Tokyo Dome.
I mean, he could say it as a heel, but I mean, everybody knows the truth.
True, but hey, you can't have Tanahashi without. He can't wrestle himself to retirement.
Who could wrestle themselves? Or at least say that they wrestled themselves.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Who's the guy who's like, oh yeah, I retired myself?
Mil Mascaras.
I know.
But our last Saturday show before we went on hiatus, you asked the question, who has ever had a retirement tour in pro wrestling? Hiroshi Tanahashi, 250 dates. Wrestled the whole damn year in 2025 before retiring in 2026. So yeah, we could say we could add him to the list of retirement tours.
That is true, but the problem, here's the issue. He's the president. He penciled it in.
That means nothing. He still did those things. He still wrestled on those shows.
How many of those were solo, and how many of those were like 8-man tags that New Japan does?
I mean, obviously, yes, there was tag team matches.
Don't give me that shit.
I mean, he did moves on those shows. He got hit.
He wasn't in the ring the whole time at those shows.
I mean, John Cena wasn't in the whole time for the tag team match he had with Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, no shit. I agree. I agree.
How many stars do you give this?
I agree, some bitch. Retirement match beginning of the year. I will give this the first 5-star because they paced each other well. They know each other so well. Okada gave him grace regardless. Yeah. The 90,000 people, even shadow banned people came and gave flowers. So yeah,
Did you say shadow banned?
Yeah. Jay Shadow Band White came in.
I agree. It was definitely a 5-star match. Um, One of the better retirement matches. That's happened. Like you said, a graceful, ending to a long and storied career. All right, Uncle Dave.
Oh God.
5.5.
Oh God. You sure about that, sir?
5.
No. This is Tanahashi's last match at the Tokyo.
6 stars.
6 stars. There you go.
Damn, 6 stars. Okay, I see you, Uncle Dave. You're touching your
You
belly a little
forget.
bit too much.
It's the Tokyo Dome, man.
All right. Then after the match, there was the celebration. Damn near everybody that was ever New Japan came out and celebrated and did celebrated Tanahashi and yeah, it went on really long. We got Jay White, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega with his golden lover, Kota Ibushi, um, uh, Teiji Muto came, Naito, who hasn't been there for a
The
long
year.
time.
The year.
Yeah. And Naito came, took his good old jolly time. The president of New Japan came. No, I mean the president of Bushi Road came. Um, Tanahashi did air guitar. He literally had a parade float where he went around the Tokyo Dome and waved and thanked everybody. Um, it was a
It's
lot.
something else. It was
It was.
something else.
I mean, the ticker we've the Lakers and Dodgers ticker tape parades aren't as spectacular as what they did for Tanahashi on this night. Um it feels like it was a whole match in itself. How many stars do you give Tanahashi's retirement celebration?
I mean, 10 stars. This was the thing that we were expecting for Johnson. But that's the difference, though, because this is where, like we said, Japan doesn't see him as a wrestler. They don't see wrestling as just wrestling. They see wrestling as an art form, damn near a martial art. The way that they, if you are accustomed to their, customs and courtesies. I mean, easily 10.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. Um, Tanahashi got the spectacular ending that he deserved. Um, John Cena is thinking like, where the fuck was that for me? And
John Cena's like, how come my shit wasn't that long?
and Goldberg is like, fuck me. Picked the wrong place to retire. Um, so yeah. New Japan WrestleKingdom, 20. Um, Show as a whole. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
I mean, the middle. The back end really made up for the front end. For sure. I will say that.
I
So, yes, mid thumb.
I will give it a thumbs up. I thought that this was the most relevant New Japan's been in a really long time. They made me care, which I haven't cared about a New Japan show in a really long time. Like last Wrestle Kingdom, I watched it because it was Wrestle Kingdom and literally no other reason. Like nothing, made me invested to watch, the next night. Um, the G1 last year was a spectacular mess, if I'm being honest. So, me coming out of Wrestle Kingdom 20, I'm a little bit optimistic. I see what they're doing. I see that they're trying, and they're trying to make me care again. And you gotta kind of reward that effort, I would say.
That is, I mean, yeah, you give them the effort for, well, the back end is where you know that they're, in the words of the great Nas, of babies being born at the same time a man is murdered, the beginning and end. So it's the beginning and the end. So it's great that they did that. It was the beginning of Tsuji and the end of Tanahashi. So the rise of a new chapter and the setting of another.
Right. So, if you just came for the Tanahashi, retirement, which odds are a lot of people did,
All 46,000 did. They were not coming for Zack Sabre Jr. to get his 50-50 in a ramp.
yeah.
I mean, just saying.
No, you're not wrong. They stacked the card with who they needed to get you invested. Maybe Saya will get her comeuppance somewhere down the line. Um, Dokui is being a douchebag. um, they presented Aaron Wolf in a great light to start off his career. And the start of Yoda Suji's rise as the champion. So they strategically placed the things that needed to be where they needed to be, for people to maybe check them out going forward. So yeah, I I said thumbs up as well. You were thumbs in the middle. I was thumbs up, and that will conclude our coverage of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 20 in this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Adam Carter and Flux. This this Wednesday as we interview Chris Parrish. And every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow us at Wrestling with E, both on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
Oof, I am Kaliko, and Kaliko Chronicles 2026 starting off, man. We got some slates, House of Glory, AEW's about to hit the West Coast, which is weird because they got like a collision show that's live, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's in Riverside, right? In Oceanside.
In Oceanside, which I'm like, wait a minute, we usually tape this shit. What's going on?
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a little weird. And of all places, Oceanside.
That's what I said. I was like, of all places, like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
then again,
you could have went to Los Angeles, Pasadena,
well, Los Angeles is getting revolution, so
Anaheim, San Diego, Long Beach, like Oceans, like Riverside. I didn't even give them.
To be fair, that stadium is new. That stadium is literally barely hit a year old.
In Oceanside.
Yes. So if they're gonna do it at the newest stadium, not that dump known as Sports Arena.
I mean, Kaliko, we've both been in California for quite some time. Oceanside is like one of the last on the totem poles when it comes to cities in Southern California.
Which makes it even worse because they got a fucking newer stadium than the one downtown.
What are you talking about? We have SoFi. That's and Tua Dome just came out.
I'm talking about in San Diego. God damn. The fact that thing
the sports
got built.
arena.
Yes.
I mean, sports arena got history. WrestleMania 2 was in that bitch.
Man, they still trying to figure out whether they even gonna do anything with that bitch.
I mean, they still run shows out of it.
So bad that they didn't even run Raw after Survivor Series out that bitch. So that, yeah, tell me again how great sports arena.
Hey, I like San Diego Sports Arena. There's a certain charm to it, I would say. And a lot of pro wrestling history is in that building as well.
Yeah, Ted DiBiase was not recognized as champion there, but for some odd reason, Jack Tunney somehow not recognized as champion anywhere else but San Diego. So he's praying that they don't fucking burn that building.
I mean, Chris Jericho was crowned the undisputed champion in that arena. That's the night that he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night.
Yes, I agree with all of that. And they still need to renovate that bitch. Because ain't nothing going on right now except Kobe Swap Meet, the San Diego Gulls, and they used to have a lingerie football team that would play out that bitch. Now, I would go to those games. Those are tight. San Diego Seduction. I still remember. But god damn it, they need to like renovate it.
I mean, why add an extra layer? Just go to a strip club, and I mean, all the clothes come off.
I mean, it's only 2 blocks down, so shit. That's why you bullshit? Literally 2 blocks over.
For Coleco Yards and Scooter Dust, I'm James Shane, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
See, now I'm gonna have to go. I wonder if I still got that black card. I used to have a black card that gave me unlimited interest, like a goddamn Disneyland permanent pass type shit.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.